How's it going, everyone, and welcome to another video. Today we're diving into the apocalyptic world of Once Human, the latest game that's taking the gaming community by storm and has got me hooked. But first, please consider giving the video a like and subscribe to the channel. It helps out massively. Now, let's get into it. If you haven't already heard of Once Human, it's an MMO, open world survival game set in a post-apocalyptic world that blends a ton of features that I really enjoy from similar games in a very unique and interesting way. It's a free-to-play game available on Steam with currently no pay-to-win features within it, which is a rare thing to find in this day and age, and a breath of fresh air. It's by no means a perfect game, as there's some flaws that I will go over, but if you're into survival games, this is 100% worth checking out, especially considering it'll cost you nothing to give it a go. But let's go over what you can expect from Once Human. First off, let's talk about the story. Once Human drops you into a post-apocalyptic world where humanity is on the brink of extinction. Strange creatures have invaded, and it's up to you to survive, uncover the truth, and fight back. I really love how unique some of the infected characters are, from characters with balloons for heads, to characters with suitcases for heads. It's all so crazy, and unlike anything I've seen before. And the larger boss creatures are done fantastically as well, with some really massive ones you'll encounter that either terrify or intrigue you to look more closely as they're trying to take you out. They also don't take the game too seriously, which is great, but there's still a good amount of creepy and intense moments for you to experience. The main storyline you follow isn't the most groundbreaking thing I've ever experienced, but the developers have definitely crafted a world that's both terrifying and intriguing, filled with mysteries to uncover and moral dilemmas that make you question your choices. There's a good mix of everything to experience, from open plains for you to build your base on, to fortresses held by factions that contains valuable loot, or even creepy towns that have been fully taken over by infected creatures. It got to a point in the story, however, where I just lost interest in the overall premise and began skipping all of the dialogue. I still really enjoyed the gameplay loop and improving my character and base, but I just lost interest in the story. I think this is due to the lip sync being off, and some of the characters not being built out that much. Plus, with it showing your character when you respond, without the words being voice-overed, it all feels jarring, and made it hard to get invested in the story. The developers do seem really involved in the game though, and look like they want to make the game even better, so hopefully this is something they can work on and improve in the future. Next up, let's talk about gameplay mechanics. You'll spend a majority of your time going around, looting towns for resources and gear upgrades, completing quests, and creating and upgrading a base for yourself. I'm at 60 hours so far of playtime, and I'm still enjoying myself with everything. But I do think more will need to be added in the future to keep players hooked, because going from town to town looting chests for supplies will most likely get old eventually. You'll slowly unlock perks for your character as you level up, which will make you stronger, as well as mimetic points, which can be spent to unlock cool new things you can build at your base, to improve what you can craft, allow you to make more vehicles, including a really awesome truck that you can build a moving base on, and much more. It has all the things you'd expect from a survival game, like farming, resource gathering and refining, fishing, cooking, character management, and it's all done in a very good way that respects the player's time and feels satisfying. A nice feature that they added to the game, which I think they took inspiration from Palworld for, is the deviant system. These are little creatures usually pretty cute and silly looking, that you can tame after beating bosses or challenges, and then be stored in your house for bonuses. Some assist you in combat, others do things like mining or logging for you, and there are even ones that produce unique items that can be crafted into food that allows unique perks for your character for a set period of time. Like for example, the frog deviant allows you to make food that will make your character jump way higher for a set period of time. Or a pretty fun one is the gingerbread house, which you can make food with that'll change your character into a random object, like a chair. It's just a cool added layer to the game that makes the whole experience even better. As you're doing all of this, you're in a massive open world with currently up to 5,000 other players, who you can work alongside with to clear towns, take down bosses, or even build a super base with. In some of these starter areas, where it's really crowded, it can be a bit of a pain trying to set up your base, seeing a spot you love just to find out someone already claimed it, but eventually you'll find a spot, and it's always a fun time having someone randomly show up at your base to check it out. I spent a ton of time at my base, and it's always cool logging in and seeing someone left a note by my base complimenting it. Or, if you're more of a hardcore player, you can join PvP servers and compete with other players. I have yet to do this, as I just wanted to experience the PvE on my first playthrough, but friends of mine who have gone PvP do say it's a lot of fun as well. Eventually you'll max out your character though, and make your base as perfect as you can make it, and that's when you turn your focus towards the schematic system. This is basically what you'll spend most of the endgame doing, looting elite chests in towns, hoping for fragments of a schematic, and then eventually you'll have enough to unlock it. These schematics will give you access to some of the most powerful gear and weapons in the game. You can also use the Make-A-Wish machine to get these though, with points you earn in the game. You could either spend them directly to get the schematic you want, or gamble the points and try and get lucky. But that brings us to possibly the most controversial part of Once Human, and that's the seasonal model. This is something, as an avid MMO player, that I have mixed feelings on. Basically, every 6 weeks, Once Human will reset its servers, and you'll have to start fresh. You'll get to keep a lot of things, like schematics, and you can make a blueprint for your base, so it's easy to just copy and paste it into the fresh server. But you'll still need to relevel your character, and go through map completion again in your new server. They say there will be constantly new scenarios being added to the game in these servers to keep things fresh, but I don't know. I don't like the fact that a big chunk of what I'm grinding for now will be irrelevant in 6 weeks. I do see a lot of people worried about this though, so hopefully the devs will see this and come up with another option. I would like some servers that don't get wiped, and then just constantly add new things to grind for in those servers as time goes on. But it's hard to say if that's something they'd be willing to do. I will have to experience one of these server wipes before I fully make my decision on things, but there's a big chance that I'll be quitting the game after my server goes away, and just enjoying the grind until then. There is a separate world in the game called Eternal Land, which will never be wiped, and you could go in there and build whatever you like, and invite friends. But I haven't played around with that too much yet, and it doesn't feel like it's something that will be enough to keep me in the game. But that's Once Human. It's a great game, despite having some flaws. I've been grinding this game out hard for the past week, and I've been really enjoying myself with it. If you've yet to try it out, I'd say give it a go. It's free, and it's fun. Maybe even if you just run through one season of the game, get your fun out of it, and drop it after, I don't think you'll regret it. But have you played Once Human yet, or plan on playing it? What are your thoughts on the game? Let me know in the comments below. And also, if you enjoyed the video, please consider giving the video a like and subscribing to the channel. It helps out massively. But until next time, have a good one. Thanks for watching another video. If you'd like to see me check out Guild Wars 2, click on the video to the left. Or, if you'd like to see me review New World, click on the video to the right. And a massive shout out to all the channel members and patrons on screen now, who help support the channel.